Hey everyone, Brian Turner from CCS here today. Hey, we got another great product video. We've got some good friends of ours from Double L, Elizabeth and Dick. They're here to show us some very cool equipment as far as ventilation is concerned. And as we all know, in this industry, in the livestock industry, ventilation is one of the most important parts of maintaining good animal health, because you got to get the airflow and all that good stuff. They brought a bunch of stuff we're going to be looking at, or products, I guess is the right term, not stuff, sorry. But anyway, we got some neat things. But let's get started. So, Dick, why don't you tell us a little bit about Double L and what are we going to be doing here?
Okay, Double L's been for years pretty much focused on ventilation. That was kind of our niche through all these years. I've been here for 27 years, and we've come a long ways. We've started with we had one of the first our counterweighted ceiling inlets on the market that we brought in, and from there it's just progressed. I mean, we just keep improving and making it better. But again, I've been here for 27 years. I do all the service, the technical, the warranty, and the new product development. So
you do a lot.
I
mean, that's everything.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth, what do you do then?
So I've been with Double L for 5 years, and I am our product development engineer. So Dick and I work very closely together, and we pretty much designed and brought out all these products that you see here today. And we're just here to service the industry and get the products to the end user that will make your barn more efficient, have better animal health, and then also service it and on the back end. So if something needs to be fixed or anything, we also do all that. And so it's just really round circle.
Oh, cool. Well, one of the things I want everybody to realize is, we always have a little pre-conversation here, what's going to happen, what we're going to say. And the thing that is so important, I think, is the fact that this product is made right here in the Midwest, right?
Correct.
And
Yep.
Which I think is very cool. One of the things we picked up, that means you're keeping Midwest folks working and, all of that good stuff, which is so incredibly important nowadays. So who's going to talk to us first about this product that we have in front of us?
So I'll kind of cover it. So
Okay.
basically, we're going to go over our DL ceiling inlet line, and these are used in swine facilities as your actuated ceiling inlets. And Double L came out with the DL inlet line in 2016, and we now have 3 different options. The one that you're looking at today is the one that we came out in 2018 with. It's called the DL 3232. And what kind of makes our ceiling inlets unique? One, we've secured a patent on it. So our designs are differentiated enough in the market that that's recognized on that level. So what you get from Double L is always quality and service, and that's reflected in our products. So some product attributes that make us different from other inlets on the market basically is this is a really cold weather, robust inlet. So you can see here that there is a curved blade, the frame profile, the louver, the center profile, and the end caps are fully insulated. So in the Midwest, here in Iowa and Nebraska, where a lot of pigs live, it can be -20 with a 20-mile-an-hour wind, and this inlet will not sweat, it will not freeze up, and it's just a really robust inlet in that way. The second thing that is really differentiates our product is we've designed it in a way that it has minimal leakage. So when these inlets are used in the wintertime, you don't want cold air leaking from your inlet into that room, because that's just LP that farmer has to pay for, and that's more maintenance costs that you have. So what we've designed is the way that the blade connects to the housing, there's a continuous I-beam hinge. So there is no leakage between the center profile and the blade. Another thing is the blade geometry matches the frame profile exactly. And a fun fact, when we designed the first inlets, we actually put a groove in this frame profile because we anticipated having to put a seal profile in there to seal it off. What we found is our inlet's sealed so tightly, we didn't need a seal profile. So right now, the blade is what shuts it up against that frame profile. And another thing about all our products is we test them extensively, both in our test chamber and on the farm sites. So we've gone out with insect foggers and fogged these inlets in the closed position, and there is minimal leakage. Another thing with these inlets on the leakage side is there is a brush border on the end of the louver profile. So that seals it off nice against the housing. And then the last thing I'll say about this 3232 inlet that's unique is it is called the 3232 because it's about 32 inches wide and it's 32 inches long. In the swine industry, with a lot of equipment, when there's a need for a new product, we try to take an existing product that's on the market and we retrofit it to make it work. So a lot of facilities wanted a 4,000 CFM inlet that would also have a lot of air control and minimum ventilation. The old inlets used to be about 27 inches wide that were 3 foot long. And what people did is we took that 3 foot inlet and we extended it an entire foot. So you have 4 foot inlets out there. What we found is when you have a 4 foot inlet, to do minimum ventilation, you can only open that blade 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. When you do that, you're not going to get your air jet throw or your velocity coming out and mixing that air as well. And the pig level might not be as uniform, might not be as good of a ventilation as it could be. With the 3232, what we did instead of making the inlet longer, we made it shorter and we also made it wider. So basically it's a more square inlet. And what that translates to the end user is now in minimum ventilation, to get the same amount of air, you can open that blade a full 2 inches. And when you have a full 2 inches of opening, that air has enough space to be able to have that nozzle effect, and it will come out of the attic. It will be moving at an airspeed that's fast enough. You get good mixing. It takes that cold air and it mixes it with the warm air before it gets down to pig level. So it's just a better environment. It's unique. And if you look out there on the market today, there's not a lot of square inlets, and that's because we're really the first company that addressed that market. So
That's very cool.
So there's less opening, and it's still a 4,000 CFM.
yeah, and exactly. When it's full open, you'll still get 4,000 CFM because I'll show you here when I open the inlet how far those blades will open. So, and all of our product is also Best Lab tested. So if you ever have any performance questions, that is a third-party lab that verifies the performance of it. It's not just us in the backyard saying it's a 4,000 CFM. So that's kind of some of the products.
That's very cool. So 2 questions I have as you were going telling us about it. Ease of installation. So, this is not a heavy product.
Yep.
So now, but you mentioned retrofit.
Yep.
And then, of course, new design, new barn construction is pretty easy. But a lot of times it's, how easy is it to install? I mean, is it just like every other inlet where it's easy, you put it up in place, you got it, and is it that simple, or how does that work?
Yeah.
It is. Basically, the installation is going to be inside here, and you can see we've got the pre-drilled holes here.
Get it up here. There we go.
So there's pre-drilled holes. This is where you're going to install it. That's what that groove is.
Yeah.
And it comes with the mounting screws. They're normally taped to the back of this.
Okay.
So it'll come with the mounting screws. It comes with the attic sleeve that you put up in the attic.
Right.
And yeah, it's very easy. You just use these holes, and there's one screw goes in here on
Okay.
each side.
So it would be easy if you wanted to start, let's say maybe start with one barn, and go into maybe you want to replace it, you're getting better airflow, so you can this is something to be replaced pretty easy, right?
Definitely.
And another
very
thing
cool.
that people like to know is it's single actuated. So there's one rod goes through here, goes through the center hole, down through here, and then these are your pull strings. And then this stays in here. This will get mounted with a stainless steel clamp here, so that's all in clean air. And there's no pulleys. We don't use pulleys. We just use these winch blocks.
Yep.
And then we just adjust it out here. So once you're installed, you can just use this wing nut to adjust your
very
blades,
nice.
which makes it better,
Yeah, a lot easier. Yep.
to actually, it's a maintenance thing for the end user himself.
Right.
Yep.
So let's talk warranty. Quite honestly, there probably isn't a lot. It's a nice, good, sturdy construction, high density plastic, insulated.
Yep.
What kind of warranty you guys offer on something like this?
Well, basically, we will stand behind our product. So if you have an issue and it's within a year of purchasing the inlets, we will service it 100%.
Okay.
After that, we'll still work with you. And what I can say on this is we came out with the first line of inlets 4 years ago, and we've sold thousands of units, and we have had virtually no warranty.
That's pretty impressive.
I can count on one hand the instances, and a lot of that was just one-off manufacturing defects, and we would fix it, repair it for you, and
And there's not a lot.
Yeah.
And it is repairable. This is just a cap here. You take this cap off, you can replace the blade, you replace the hinge.
Yep.
So I mean, anything can happen. So if there is a problem, it's repairable.
That's nice.
Yep.
You're not buying a whole inlet. You just buy the part to fix it, and that housing is very durable and strong. And what's unique is with this profile the way it is, it's so strong. If you got a ceiling that's a little bit wacky, you're going to pull the ceiling down before you're going to.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
Because there are some out there that are,
Yeah.
Oh,
to use
yeah.
your term, wacky, which is
Yeah.
a strong engineering term.
Yeah.
So,
But you're always going to get that. I mean, it's the inlet is so rigid and strong that you're going to.
yeah.
It's not going to pull the inlet, and you're not going to get this, and you're not going to get a good seal.
Well, and that's good because if we take a look at all the products that we would install as a construction company or as you would manufacturer. These barns are 25, 30-year barns.
Exactly.
Right.
And when you're out there, you're financing this thing. You want to tell your customer or as an owner to know that, well, I have to do some maintenance. Absolutely, I'm going to have to do some maintenance, but I don't want to do major maintenance.
Exactly.
I don't want to have to go in unless it's a choice. You have a good product up front. You get the volume of air over the animals that you need, which is incredibly important to growth and all of those right things. So, well, that's very cool.
And one other thing I'll note too, from a maintenance standpoint, I forgot to mention, this hard PVC shell is fully power washable. So you can power wash your barn for 15 or 20 years. And with the insulation being fully sealed by this hard PVC shell, you will never blow a hole in your inlet louver and then have to replace it.
That's pretty neat.
It's pretty durable in that sense. So.
And these are some of the small things that when you build a barn or you think about building a barn, that if you do it upright up front, you'll never have to worry about it again. And that's really one of the keys.
And air is real critical. I mean, you got to have it, and it's so hard to see.
Yeah.
Nobody can see how that air is coming in and where your leakage is and stuff.
Right.
So,
that's a good point.
it's a good inlet.
So what else did we want to go to the next one? What else did we bring
Sure.
today?